Nimeona Wakenya wamesema ati they are ready to fund David Kenani Maraga to run for president. Kuna mtu niliona amesema sijui huyu jamaa amework for sijui 60 years na haja accumulate wealth, akaambiwa wewe wacha ufala wewe. So Wakenya wamesema they want a president who believes in constitutionalism. Kwa hivyo they are ready to push Maraga to become president. Naona wengine wamesema watatoa poster, sijui wengine watavolunteer kufanya nini, just to make sure that we have a president who believes in the rule of law. And that shows that we have matured as a democracy. Juu tumerealize that tusipofund our politicians, kuna watu tu watawafund, wezi watawafund, wakora watawafund, terrorist watawafund, watu wa wash watawafund, matendapreneurs watawafund, na lazima our politicians warudishe mkono. But this time round Kenya wanasema we will fund you so that you can serve us as the Kenyan people.
Hey guys, good afternoon. How's your Wednesday? Now, story ya kwanza nataka tuongelee leo ni story ya DK Maraga and interview alikuwa pale Citizen TV. Kuna kitu moja alisema imeleta conversation kubwa sana about Kenyans funding his campaign. Amesema yeye mazejo hana domingi hivyo, ako willing kutoa kamita ama mita 2, na Kenyans pia anasema washajitolea kufanya nini? Kufund campaign yake. And imeleta conversation kubwa sana pale X. The guy called Jim Jue anasema the guy has been in public service for a while, and kama ameshindwa ku accumulate wealth yenye inaweza msaidia ku campaign for the presidency, then why should Kenyans trust him that atawatengenezea opportunities zenye zitawasaidia accumulate wealth? But kuna watu wanasema hii akili ndio tunafaa kudrop kama Kenyans. Juu tumezoea politicians wanakuja wanaland na choppers, pesa wametuibia, wanatuflosia nazo venye kuna pesa za campaign, hadi wanatugawa so mbili. Then of course after kuelektiwa tena wanapotea wakingoja kuja na choppers the next campaign period. And of course kuna watu wanasema mimi hata hiyo chwani, hata hiyo mbao nitatoa mazejo Maraga akwe president. And unfortunately I'm sorry to say, mimi niko kwa hiyo band, man. I feel like this is the guy mwenye anatupeleka Canaan. Hii watu ingine yote hii ni kama kubadilisha nguo, unavaa nguo safi lakini mwili bado iko na jasho, my guy. What do you guys think anyway about history ya Maraga? Would you go into your pocket, utoe do na useme Maraga for president, ama unasema kidogo hapo bado?
Grilled peri-peri chicken, chinsaga and ugali with Chief Justice Emeritus David Maraga. Bird's eye or Thai red chilies roasted till charred and smoky, roughly chopped up. Done. Serrano chili peppers over hot coals and once charred and smoky, roughly chop them up. Done. Garlic cloves roasted till fragrant and aromatic, roughly chopping them up. Done. Roast your red bell peppers, roughly chopping them up. Done. Red onions till charred, smoky, proceed to roughly chop. Done. Smoke paprika and oregano into a processor, season with salt, adding red wine vinegar, blitz everything to a paste of chunky consistency and into a hot dry pan, letting it simmer for 30 minutes. Once cooked, adding oil, blending to a silky smooth peri-peri sauce, cooling down and pouring some under the skin of our chicken, rubbing it in to evenly distribute the marinade. More sauce on top of the chicken, and once nice and evenly coated, into our smoker it goes, skin side up, basting more of our peri-peri sauce and let it cook low and slow as former Chief Justice Maraga got serving justice to our ugali. A man in every role he held stood for something foreign to most leaders: integrity. Even in simple things like making ugali, he had the discipline, patience and quiet commitment to doing things right. A man who upheld the constitution when it mattered the most and will be stepping forward once more in 2027. And maybe as Kenyans, the leader we've always needed is the one who always followed the rule of law. Our ugali was in safe hands and the chicken was coming along nicely, so I quickly sauteed onions alongside tomatoes as Maraga picked the chinsaga, separating the leaves from the stems, proceeding to thoroughly rinse in clean water into our now broken down tomatoes and onions. And these were young and tender, so no need to boil. We are going to let them saute till done. Our chicken had achieved the right internal temperature and our chinsaga didn't take that long before it was cooked through. Chicken off the smoke and onto direct coals to crispen up the skin, basting with more of our spicy peri-peri sauce. We made it spicy, fiery peri-peri chicken shared with a man known not for noise but for justice. It wasn't just the heat we felt, it was a fire for change and justice, because as we speak today, our flag wraps more coffins than celebrations, not from foreign wars but bullets fired at home. That's not patriotism but betrayal, and we need a leader who stands firm, speaks less and delivers more. Maybe that leader is already at the table.
Friday wa Kenya. Now, Maraga has announced his presidential bid. And honestly, he's the best guy suited for the job. If we stop being allergic to good leaders, because Kenyans are actually allergic to good leaders. They're allergic to good people. Wanataka tu mikora na wakora. If we stop and we look at this thing objectively, Maraga is the best suited person. When he was the Chief Justice, He stayed true to the constitution, to the rule of law. He stood up to Uhuru's government and the many unconstitutional things they did. Yeah? Maraga was responsible. I mean, this famous quote, the greatness of a nation lies in its fidelity to the constitution, adherence to the rule of law, and above all, respect to God. He's a good guy, yeah? But kawaida wa Kenya ni tolerating and flirting with dangerous people, dangerous thugs. I mean, look at one. Let's start with Matiang'i, yeah? When he was a CS, he was a super CS. He deported a Kenyan citizen, Miguna. Yeah, violently. The same guy shut down TV stations. Contempt of court. Disobedience of court orders. Scandals after scandals. Now look at this other person, Gachagua. Serious tribalist, yeah? Murima, shares, and violence. When he had power, he was the worst person. He would wake up at 4 a.m. to go beat up protesters in Nairobi. Right now, all of a sudden, Gachagua has become clever. He's pro-protest. All of a sudden, yeah? But remember when he was the deputy president, he would wake up at 4 a.m. to go supervise the beating up of innocent protesters. To watch a jokes, let's stop with these many jokes, please.
Benefit of having David Maraga as a candidate is that in case aibiwe kura na wapinzani, wale wa kupanga namna hii, if he goes to the judiciary, he's going to find a panel that is very friendly to him. Because for the first time, the judiciary will have special interest. Wamekuwa kinyimwa judicial funds. So a former president of the judiciary akiingia pale akuwe rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya, whatever they need, they'll get. He has been there, he understands the challenges. So they'll be looking to side with David Maraga. Na hii kitu itamsaidia sana, even towards the election. People will come and try to change some legislation here and there to say, oh, no live streaming of results. Maraga akienda kotini or through his representatives, they nullify that. When they make other unpopular decisions, the courts will be very quick to nullify that and level the playing field because they have their own candidate. Every lawyer, every judge, every paralegal or clerk will be fully behind David Maraga. Itakuwa hao wenye wako serikali, the current executive and legislature, when they go to the courts, they will never come out with a favorable outcomes.
What do you make of the former Chief Justice David Kenani Maraga, who has been critical of the government, calling for good reforms, the principle of constitutionalism? What's your view on him?
He's a good candidate. He represents a break from the past. He's definitely... He is not one of the oligarchs, but to the extent that he has not unveiled his manifesto, I have not spoken with him, I cannot say anything beyond that. But I have to say, he definitely opposed the violations of human rights that occurred in 2018 and 2022, including the ones that occurred against me. He opposed the culture of impunity that was became systemic, institutionalized, and weaponized by Uhuru Kenyatta and now William Ruto. So that's a positive candidate. That's not a candidate I will be able to say does not represent something positive.
Mimi nimekubali mashtaka, usinifinye sana, nimekubali haya mambo yanitoke.
So you have licked
tulifanya makosa yalifanyika. Mutusamehe. And that is the reason why I've said in no uncertain term, my contract with Dr. William Samoei Ruto was for 5 years. And as the 5 years come to an end, I do not propose to renew it. And that is the reason as to why I've said we need to have David Kenani Maraga as the next president of the Republic of Kenya. And I say this forthrightly. And nobody will fault me. Nobody has insurance on me. They know it. I speak the truth and for the good of the people of Kenya. Let's do the right thing.
Okay.
Vote. However, running a campaign costs money.
Yes.
You'll need to hire vehicles.
Correct.
PA systems or whatever it is.
Yes.
Have you done an assessment of what you will need and where are you going to get that money from?
Yes. It is being worked. The details are being worked on. We will require quite a substantial amount of money.
Do you know how much?
I won't tell now. My people are working on the likely budget. But I'm convinced we are going to appeal to Kenyans, including Yvonne, to contribute to our campaign, and it's going to succeed. The Kenyans will themselves fund this election, And once we are funded and get elected,
Yeah.
you can rest assured that anybody trying to twist us or do anything, will tell him, look, this is a Wanjiku funded presidency.
Yeah, but
so,
be that as it may, CJ, Kenyans are going through a tough time. The cost of living is high. What you're talking about is projections and hopes that people will fund your campaign. Are you putting in any money yourself?
Very little.
Okay.
Yes. Very little.
How much?
I mean, 1-2 million shillings. I don't have much money.
Okay.
I don't have much money. But Yvonne.
And if you don't get the funding that you require from others, I mean, it's sort of like a budgeting issue, isn't it? Like you make projections that you will get X amount from, well-wishers or Kenyans of goodwill, as you might call them. If you have a funding gap, right, in your campaign operations, how are you going to plug that gap?
It is not going to be there. Let me tell you that. The people we are talking to, some we are meeting, are saying, look, when are you setting up the pay bill? We are going to pay. We are not asking a lot of money from individuals. We will leave it open for somebody to with the suffering the Kenyans have gone through.
Yeah.
I can assure you that getting 10, 20, 50 shillings from individuals, 100 shillings, will come in. And I can assure you that the assurances we have been given from across the country, we are going to, in fact, if anything, we are hoping to get excess. And my view is that once we get excess, whatever will be left, we'll give it to a public cause.
At some point, will you make this public?
Yes. We're going
what your budget is, what you're hoping to get from the public, and how much you're putting in?
Exactly.
Okay. We'll hopefully have you here.
Yes.
At the moment that decision is made.
I'm a lawyer. We have very many other professionals. This country requires very, very many people. Very many people. What I can place before the Kenyans is that I am going to get a team of professionals in various areas. I will not purport to know what is done in the medical field. I will leave that to the experts. What I will do is, I will do the necessary vetting, get the right people in the right place, and once they are there, allow them to work. Give them the confidence they require to work, but call them to account. And I believe that is what is required, and if Kenyans trust me, that is exactly what I will do. Our institutions have literally been broken down. We have no institutions simply because of interference. The government has interfered with the recruitment of those who go to those institutions, so that when you get people in institutions that are supposed to serve the country, they are like saying, look, what is Bwana Mkubwa saying about this? There is an issue here. What is Bwana Mkubwa thinking? I wouldn't want that to happen. If I get somebody who is not working because he's waiting for me to tell him what to do, I'll sack him and get somebody else to do that. So that's what we need to do. What I will do is to provide leadership that will enable the Kenyan business community, to enable the Kenyan professionals, to enable the dons in our universities to do their work as they are required to do. And the country will move forward.
Guys, I wanted to tell you it's one motherfucking term, baby. One what? One motherfucking what? One term. One term, baby. One term. 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 One term.
Raila ametuambia vile Uhuru ni mbaya. Sisi wananchi amesema. Uhuru akatuambia vile Ruto ni mbaya. Gachagua akatuambia vile Ruto ni mzuri, tumchague wakiwa waine. Kila mtu. Juzi nimeona Uhuru ameenda kwa Ruto, amepewa ma-CS, baadaye ameanza kusema huyu ni mbaya. Raila alisema Ruto ni mbaya sana, ameingia huko amepewa ma-CS. No. Gachagua ametuambia Ruto ni mzuri sana, tumemchagua kama wananchi. Sasa hii tena anatuambia ni mbaya. Kwa hivyo ni kutuchezea, wanatuchezea wote waine. Ile kitu wanatuchezea ndio nimekuambia sasa tumerefuka. Na hatutaki kufuata mtu yeyote sasa. Mtu afuate mind ya mtu. Sober mind. Because wakati, for example, Gachagua alikuwa anatuambia vile huyu ndiye mtu na amemaliziwa na Uhuru, amefanyiwa kila kitu, sisi tuliona ni mzuri. Sympathy ikaingia pale. Saa hii anatuambia huyu mtu ni mbaya sana na walikuwa naye hapo ndani. Mimi sasa niseme yangu ya ukweli ile mimi nimekuja kuona. Raila amesema Ruto ndiye mtu mbaya zaidi. Sasa hivi wanaitana brother. Wao wanakula pamoja. Juzi Kabogo amesimama akasema hakuna mtu mbaya hii dunia kama mtu anaitwa hii serikali ya Ruto. Sasa hii nimemuona hapa KBC akisema atafunga ma Facebook. Sasa amegeuka, sasa ako pande yetu, ako pande ile. Joho the same, wamekuwa the same. Kwa hivyo hawa ni sisi wanachezea. Mwananchi wa kawaida asipofikiria yeye mwenyewe, aone ile kitu tunachezewa, sisi ni kuchezewa, tunachezewa. Uamue wewe mwenyewe useme huyu mtu sio wetu. Afadhali nichague Rashid na sio wa kabila yetu, tuondoe hiyo ukabila Kenya. Tuseme huyu ni kiongozi, ameperform. Kwa sababu hata hii unaona ikienda hivi 2027, hawa tu unaona watakuwa tu pamoja, hawa tu utaona tu watasuguka, usikie ndugu yangu tumesameheana, tumefanya hii na hii. Unajua ndugu ni moja tu, ni msitu zinacheji, inatoka Karura inaenda Kirita, wanakuwa tu pamoja. Nimeuliza swali moja tu juzi, nikasema ndio ujue watu wako pamoja wote ni sisi wanachezea akili. Mtu wako worthy 4 billion anasimama hivi anasema I'm worth 4 billion. Unapewa kazi ingine ya kulipagwa kazi hii Kenya. Na mtu mwingine amesoma na amemaliza university yako na mpaka PhD na hayuko kazi, anafanya kazi ya mjengo. Alafu uniambie tuko pamoja na viongozi, hatuwezi kuwa pamoja na viongozi. Kwa ground haitaki hii maneno.
He doesn't have a lot of money.
Presidency.
Yeah, but be that as it may, CJ, Kenyans are going through a tough time. The cost of living is high. What you're talking about is projections and hopes that people will fund your campaign. Are you putting in any money yourself?
Very little.
Okay.
Yes. Very little. 1-2 million shillings. I don't have much money.
Okay. Before I talk about Maraga, there is a bounty on Trump's head. $40 million. A group called Blood Covenant, and I think this is religiously based. And it was crowdfunded. So, guys, crowdfunding is very possible. I think a lot of us are used to sensationalist leaders on top of vehicles, screaming and shouting with catchphrases, oh, one time or whatever it is. Of which regard, they say that he told Gen Zs to stop protest. As who? Dishing out money, 50 bob, 100 bob. That's what you're used to. So there's a lot of mental emancipation I feel like we need to go through. And different way of campaigning, a different change. 100% there'll be still people who are like Team Matiang'i or Team Rigadi or whatever it is. It's fine. That's your decision. That's your democratic right. Right now, what he's presented, I appreciate your honesty to just say, hey, this is how much I have. This is how broke I am. I'm hoping Kenyans can help me raise funds. And there'll be people who will raise funds. For now, this far that we've come, kudos.
We are not going to give handouts to anybody. And I've told, I've met some young people wherever, like when I go to a supermarket, I come out and say, mzee, sasa tuko na njaa.
Tuacheka kitu.
I tell them, no, that is not the kind of campaign I'm going to run. We are not going to run a campaign where we are going to dish out money. First of all, I don't have money. And at an appropriate time, I'm going to appeal to Kenyans. And I'm appealing to you through this, all of you three here. I mean, after discussions with friends and others, and after serious reflection, I thought it is time that we think about the leadership of this country. We think about the leadership of this country. We can't let some people literally throw our country to the dogs. We need to think about that seriously. And it is as a result of that reflection, I have made up my mind that I will run in 2027 for presidency of this country.
Hi Kenyans, my name is Fatuma Masare Ramadan. I'm from Kilifi County, Kenya, and I am an active citizen of this country. Today, before you go to bed, since we always say #Free Palestine, #Free Congo, #Free this country, today let's type #Free Kenya, because we are not free. Our country is literally in shambles. Our country is being led by madmen. Onani vile wanapelekesha nchi yetu. The people that are meant to protect Kenyans have been given an order to kill us. Ukiona mtu anakusumbua huko, piga risasi. Usimpige risasi kumuua, mpige yeye mguu. Mnataka kutufanya vilema jamani? That is the state of our country. So if you get an opportunity, if you see this video, don't shy away. Just write Free Kenya until the day we are going to be free. Because one day we are going to be free. One day, just type Free Kenya. We need to be free. These people need to let us be. They need to let us free.
Enyewe, Ruto must go. Enyewe, Ruto must go. By the way, Ruto must go. Enyewe, Ruto must go. Wash fire, Ruto must go. Enyewe, Ruto must go. By the way, Ruto must go.